where things get weird and they stay weird. I'm Brandon.
I'm Ashton, and we talk about everything paranormal, from ghosts to cryptids to aliens to everything.
Everything. We do it all.
Yes. Anything and everything.
Yes. Oh my God. So yesterday, I just have to tell you, because for me it's still soup season. So I'm in soup zone. It went from like hot to cold again.
Yeah.
So I'm 1000% in soup mode. I'm in soup mode. I'm in soup mode, and I made cabbage roll soup. So I never made it before, and I was like, I don't know.
I don't think I've ever had that, but it sounds good.
Girl,
I'm a big cabbage girl.
It's amazing. I'll send you the recipe. Okay. It turned out so good.
I ordered you could make it for me too.
I know. I could just bring you some, right? I should have just brought her some.
I don't need to cook it. You can make it.
Yeah. I made it in a crock pot. Easy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got ground beef.
I can do crock pot.
Yeah. Ground beef, onions,
yum,
cabbage,
yum,
carrots,
yum.
So much garlic. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It made my nipples hard. It was so good. So good. Oh my God. What did you have for dinner?
I ate at Bonifacio. It's a Filipino restaurant.
Wait, I think I know this place.
And it's so...
Is this near...
Good. It's in Grandview.
Yes!
So fucking good.
I've literally never eaten there.
Because me and my friend Katie will get, just multiple things and, share them. So we got the green beans, we got empanadas, we got the spring rolls, we got the bok choy. And then they have, a really, really good, mocktail that has, the butterfly pea stuff that you put in it. It's just so good.
Can I tell you, I'm such a huge fan of empanadas.
Me too. I love an empanada.
You know what it is? So, empanadas and tamales. Empanadas and tamales.
Okay, those tamales, I tried that one time from yours. That was the first time I had tamales, and those were good. But, empanadas are just, they're everything that I like in a dish. You got sauce to put on it. Everyone loves sauce.
Love it.
It's it kind of reminds me of pot pie. It's crispy on the outside layer, but the soft doughy inside. It has all the textures that I like.
I'm just realizing why we love empanadas. It's because we're white trash.
Because we love pot pies.
We're literally white trash. You realize this, right? You're you know why I love empanadas? Because they remind me of those banquet pot pies.
Literally.
And I'm
but obviously way better.
So much better.
I love that it has all the textures in it. A saucy texture, a doughy texture, chewy, but also a burnt texture.
Yeah. Creamy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It is.
There's a little crunchy, a little soft.
Oh, and then you get the crunchy edges.
That's what I'm talking about.
The best.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Gooey, doughy inside, but then the crispy edges.
Oh my God.
I'm a texture girl.
Me too.
If you have all the textures in one bite, it's an explosion in my mouth, and I love it.
I'm starving.
I know.
I'm literally starving.
I want an empanada.
Oh my God. You know what? Maybe we could make, or I could. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make an empanada.
I bet I could do an empanada, but as a pot pie. A handheld pot pie. I bet I could do that.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
So good.
Oh God. It wouldn't be as good as an actual empanada, but it would be the pot pie you're craving.
There's a coffee shop in Franklinton called Bottoms Up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do anymore because I haven't been there in a while, and they have really weird hours sometimes. But they used to have empanadas. And I'm a coffee shop that sells empanadas?
There's
Best
a place.
Thing ever.
There's a place off High Street. I think it's called One Bite or Bite This. They're they have these things called biscuit bombs. So it's literally biscuit dough that's filled with it's a Hot Pocket, but it's filled with bacon, egg, and cheese. They have one that's filled with buffalo chicken. They had and I was I want to try it, but every time I've gone, it's freaking closed.
I hate that.
It has been closed every time. This is shout out to you. Open your fucking restaurant.
Isn't that the worst? Like, when you find somewhere and you're like, everything here is so good, and it's just like they have such a chokehold on you because they're like, bitch, we can be closed, we can be open and closed at the weirdest hours, but we know you're still gonna fucking come.
We do, yeah, and it's torture.
We know that you are going to make time out of your day to come during the hours we're open.
Yep.
Because it's so good.
Well, and that's the thing. They're only open basically until they sell out. And then, so the one time I went there and I ran into a lady in the parking lot after we had gone to the door and it said, like, closed for the day. And I, like, turned around and the lady was like, are they closed again? And I was like, yep. And she goes, I've been trying to eat at this restaurant for, like, 4 weeks now.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, oh.
And she still is coming back and trying.
Yep. She's like, I've never had it. And I've been trying. And every time I come, they're closed. And I was like, sister, I feel your pain.
Oh, my God.
I was like, but there's not shit we can do about it in this parking lot.
Yeah.
Ugh, now I'm starving. I'm so hungry. Ugh. But yeah, food. We are foodies.
Yes.
We love food.
Yes.
And pot pie.
Yes. Yes.
Man, I haven't had a good empanada in a long time. Now I can't stop thinking of it. Wait, before we get on to the story, I have to. Do you remember, or have you ever had a sopapilla?
Yeah. Sopapilla Express? Duh.
Right. Did you know?
Seafood sopapilla?
Yeah. Do you know that's not a real thing?
It doesn't surprise me.
Right. Do you know, though, that that's like a Newark? That's like a
really?
Newark thing. Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was probably a very American thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was just a Newark thing.
I looked it up, and I was like, where in Columbus can I get a sopapilla? And, like, the sopapillas they have, they're all, like, you can get a sopapilla as a dessert, but it's not even, like, the sopapilla we know from Newark. Yeah, you can't find it anywhere. And I was like, oh, my God. And so
sopapillas are they're kind of like big empanadas.
I know, they're amazing.
Which is probably another reason why we like empanadas, because we grew up with Sopapilla Express.
And they're so good. They're so good. They're so bad for you.
Oh, yeah.
But they're so good.
I always get the seafood one, and it has, like, you know, all the fake crab and shit in it. Yeah. And it's just, like, this, like, creamy sauce that they put, and then they also give you, like, a creamy sauce to, like, drizzle on top. And not, like, creamy, like, sweet. Like, a savory, creamy. And then they put, like, some tomatoes on the side, some lettuce on the side. You, like, get a little bite of this, bite of that.
Yeah. So you know what I like to do? But we're going to move on, I promise. Oh, my God. But, like, let us have this food moment. You can drool. Watch and drool.
Yes.
Or listen and drool. But, so I like, you're going to judge me so hard. I get the beef and cheese sopapilla.
Okay, that's
sometimes
what my dad gets.
Sometimes I'll do beef, cheese, and bean.
Okay.
But I'll do the beef and cheese with the lettuce and tomato on the side. I'll get extra of that. And then I get the salsa. I like the green salsa the most. And so what I'll do is I'll cut a piece of the sopapilla off, turn it over, stuff it full of lettuce and tomato, and then drizzle the stuff on top. And then I'll take a little spoonful of sour cream and smear it, and then just pop it. Girl,
that sounds so good.
My nipples are hard.
That's like a Crunchwrap Supreme.
It's amazing. It's insane.
Ugh.
But it's a Crunchwrap Supreme, but soft.
Yeah.
And gooey.
And thick.
Yeah, thick. But yeah, now I need it. I haven't had a sopapilla since I was like 12.
I'm going to visit my parents today, and I'm low-key like, Mom, cancel dinner, cancel burgers, we're getting Sopapilla Express.
Oh, God, if you get one,
please. Honestly, I might text her that and be like, can we get Sopapilla?
Can you please send me pics?
Yes.
Like,
oh, you just put me in a mood.
Yeah, send me them dirty food pics.
Yes, I'm texting her right after this. I'm like, can we do Sopapilla?
God, I'm so excited for you. I want one so bad. I'm going to have to go to Newark. You can't go on Sundays, though, or Mondays, I think.
I was like, what's today? It's not
It's
Sunday.
Saturday. You're in the zone. Yeah. You're free.
Yes.
Oh, so good. Anyway, so now that we're done talking about food, and I'm absolutely famished, today's story is going to be about the Stanley Hotel.
Yes.
So
I love it.
I know we had mentioned it.
Creepy.
Yes. So we had talked about it On one of the episodes before, I had mentioned the Stanley Hotel and how I had gone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of recap that for a second. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Stanley's, like, history, okay?
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
I love history.
Yeah. Very creepy hotel. As far as I know, no, like, evil spirits. But, like, we got some people that like to mess with people. We got some ghosties that like to fool around.
Okay.
Okay? Not sexually.
Or is it?
So, my experience. So, when I went to the Stanley Hotel, it's in Colorado. It's in Estes Park is the part of Colorado that it's in. Very, very beautiful area. Like, drop dead gorgeous. Like, a lot of the streets were, like, cobblestone. There's a lot of, like, Indian monuments there. It's very historic area.
Yeah.
Because supposedly, I think the Stanley Hotel was built on, like, a Indian burial ground.
Oh, shit.
From my understanding. So, yes, it is haunted. I would say when I was there, I felt there were areas I was in that I was like, okay, I get it. I'm a little creeped out. So, I was over there. I had to go. I was like, I love the movie The Shining. So, the Stanley Hotel is where Stephen King came up with his idea for The Shining. And
yes, I've heard about this.
Yes.
Which I haven't watched The Shining.
It's, what?
I know.
We're done. How are we having a paranormal podcast and you have never seen The Shining?
Because I don't want my experiences to be a movie. I want it to be real.
Mine were real. And I've seen the movie like 100 bajillion times. So Stephen King, I'll explain later what happened and why he came up with the story, but that's where he got the idea, was from the Stanley Hotel. So there's a lot of, like, The Shining memorabilia there. Like, there's the old typewriter he uses in the movie and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. As a Shining fan, it's really cool. But it's huge. It's huge. In the movie, there's, like, this giant hedge maze that does not exist at the actual Stanley Hotel. But there's, like, a replica of it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful.
So was the movie, like, actually shot at the Stanley Hotel, or that's just, like, what it's about is the Stanley Hotel?
No, so it's based off the Stanley Hotel, but it was actually shot at this different hotel. I'll probably be able to talk about it in the articles and stuff I'm going to read, but it was not shot there. It was shot at a different hotel that, like, you see in the movie. But yeah, Estes Park, gorgeous. Want to go back. Absolutely beautiful. I did not stay the night at the Stanley Hotel.
So you didn't get the full experience.
Yeah. I did not.
We'll go and stay the night.
Honestly, I would. I think I would.
Yeah,
that one,
yeah.
I don't think I would say no to.
Okay.
The only reason I said no was because I was alone, and something happened when I left that I will talk to you about.
Okay.
So I was there, I was by myself, and I pull up to the hotel. It's very gorgeous at the top, tippity top of this, like, mountain. Okay, it's very high up. The air is very thin. You get winded very easily. When I went up the stairs, I was like, oh my God, I'm so fat. And the lady was like, no, she's like, the air up here is very thin.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, oh, good.
It's like altitude.
Altitude, yes, very much so. So you get winded. You go up a flight of stairs, you're like,
yeah. And then you come back home and you're like, wow, I feel like I'm in such good shape.
Yeah, exactly. But when I first got up there, you're pulling up, and I was like, oh my God, I was so intimidated. And I went in, there's like a little coffee shop there. So I got a coffee, and then I bought a tour, because I was like, I want the tour, I want the story.
Yeah.
So take the tour. They walk you through. They tell you a bunch of things. I'm going to talk about some of it. And then you go to this one part. It's like a employees only area, basically. And it is like in a cellar, girl. Like an unfinished cellar.
Oh, God.
So they walk us through this, like, tunnel. It's dark. They have, like, little, like, dim lighting. And they showed us, like, down there. And I was looking around for a ghost so hard. I was taking pictures. I was taking pictures like crazy. I was
like
yeah. Yes. Like, I was in it, you know. I never saw a ghost, but I did feel a little creeped out in some of the areas. So we got to go outside of Stephen King's room, like where he stayed, and you can stay in the room itself, but it's like booked out for years.
I bet.
Like years. Like if we booked now, we probably wouldn't be able to do it till like 2028 or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I got to stand outside. I have a picture. I took a picture with the door because I was like, oh my God, all my dreams are coming
Was
true.
someone like in the room when you were there?
I'm not
like,
sure. I was hoping not, but I wasn't sure. But I was just like, click, run.
Yeah.
And so finished the tour. I loved it. So cool. If you ever get the chance, I mean, do it. I hope we go. That would be so much fun. And the tour was awesome. So when the tour was done, okay, you're allowed to stay on the first floor.
Okay.
After the tour and like look around at all the museum and stuff they have in there. They have like old cars, shit that was owned by the people who founded the hotel. And so I was like, okay, cool. But on the tour we had talked about some of the floors that were a little more haunted. And so Brandon snuck into the elevator. So I got in the elevator and I went up to some of the floors.
Yeah.
Walked around, didn't really experience anything, unfortunately, but I felt a little weird. Like, the hallways are so long, Ashton.
I bet.
They're so long.
Because this place, I've seen pictures, and it's, like, huge.
Yeah. So looking down the hallways and stuff, every corner I turned, I was waiting. I was waiting. I was on the edge. But the floor above the top floor you can go to, you're not allowed to stay there anymore. So reason being, a lot of people staying in those rooms were like calling down to the front desk and being like, there's like children laughing and running around outside, like blah, blah, blah. And then the front desk would be like, there's no kids on the floor. And so it was just very, very active. So people stopped being able to stay up there because they just couldn't get it together. And very spooky. But something I noticed a lot. So I have this thing with mirrors. I don't like a lot of mirrors in my house. I think they're creepy. Mirrors scare me. But one thing you're not supposed to do is you're not supposed to have a mirror facing another mirror. Yeah. I don't know the exact...
It opens a portal.
There it is. So one thing you will notice at the Stanley Hotel in the great area, okay, the staircase, is there are so many mirrors facing each other. It's like mirror on this side of the wall, mirror on that side of the wall, but they're all facing each other.
Yeah.
And it's very like, I was concerned. I was like, why are there so many mirrors facing each other?
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't ask, but I was like, maybe this is why shit is going down. Okay. Yeah. So I had no experiences, but again, very beautiful. When I left, and we're going to get into the story here in a minute, but when I left, I was driving away, and then so this is so random, and it freaked me out, but perfect service, okay, perfect service. I was in my vehicle, my Bluetooth connected to my thing, okay, driving down this hill to get back into Estes Park, my radio shuts off, and I was like, okay.
Oh, no.
Radio turned back on. The song that was playing was Baby Come Back.
The ghosts are like, please come back. We miss you. We love you so much.
When I tell you.
Oh my gosh.
I floored it.
Yeah.
I was like.
You're like, I will not be coming back.
I will not. You will not be sucking the life out of me.
Oh my gosh. So this is going to make, like, if we end up going.
Ew. Don't talk about it.
What if they remember you?
No, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it or I won't. Just let it go, Ashton. But yeah, so that's my experience with the Stanley. Loved it. Amazing. I highly recommend. So, like I said, the Stanley Hotel is what inspired the movie The Shining. Stephen King stayed there, and when Stephen King was staying there, he had nightmares that the hotel was eating his family, like eating his children. And that was what inspired the story.
Do the ghosts eat people in The Shining?
So yes. So in The Shining, they don't actually like eat you alive, but they consume your soul.
Oh,
It like sucks out your life
I don't know
force.
why, but that just seems less scary.
Yeah. So it sucks out your like life force. which to me is terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like the whole myth is that these things that occupy the Stanley are like energy vampires, basically. That was like the story in The Shining, was like they were like energy vampires.
Yeah.
And they're like sucking away your life force, okay? That's how Stephen King wrote it. Is that the case? No. But that is like that's what The Shining was based off of. In his nightmare, the hotel was not stealing his children's life force. It was physically eating them. Like, it was consuming them. And so he, like, woke up in terror and came up with this story. Which, for me, I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, absolutely terrified, yes. But, like, dude, this inspired one of the best books, like, ever, in my opinion. And a fantastic movie. So, the Stanley Hotel is a historic colonial revival hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, and was built by Freeland Oscar Stanley in 1909. So, I got some stuff on him, which it's so cool. I wish we were there touring it, because the way our tour guide like spoke about this, I was like, God, it was like a magical experience apparently that he went through. So yeah, Freeland Oscar Stanley built the hotel in 1909 as a resort for upper class Easterners and a health retreat for those with pulmonary tuberculosis. So he himself suffered from this affliction, and he noticed when they first moved up there and had, like, lived there, that his symptoms went away.
Yeah.
They don't know if it was the altitude, what it was, but symptoms went away. And so when they left, he started to experience them again and then went back, okay? Because he was like, no. And then decided from there on he would never leave the property. Because
oh my gosh,
because it like cured him.
I wonder if they have a magical spring on the property.
Well, that was the thing. I never heard anything about a magical spring, but like apparently the grounds are
healing,
enchanted. I don't think healing, but for him it was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
like there's some kind of like energy there.
Yeah, they don't tell you like if you stay here it's going to cure you of anything. Yeah. But like the way she talked about it, like that was his experience. So that's kind of how he described like whatever. So the Stanley is famous for its old world charm. Multiple renovations have restored its 140 room hotel to its original grandeur. Like, it's very opulent. When you go in, you're like, ooh, it's very pretty. The staircase is gorgeous. Here, I'll show you the staircase. The staircase is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's very opulent. We'll have pictures. We will have pictures. So very opulent. The story of the Stanley Hotel itself began in 1903 when Yankee inventor Freeland Oscar Stanley arrived in the valley. Weak and underweight from the symptoms of consumption. Tuberculosis. That's what they used to call it. Yeah. To his amazement, just one season here was enough to restore his health to better than before. Overjoyed, he vowed to return each summer for the rest of his life. Okay? He ended up moving there. However, he and his wife, Flora, were used to the sophistication of East Coast society, and the little community of Estes Park offered little to stimulate and challenge his multi-talented genius. So, together they resolved to build a beautiful grand hotel. And when the Stanley Hotel opened in 1909, the first guests who pulled up in stylish Stanley-designed steam cars were astonished at what they saw. So he and his brother, I do believe, created like these steam cars, this brand of steam cars.
Oh my god!
Like he was very inventive.
It said he was an inventor.
Yeah, he was very inventive, very smart, very he had money.
Yeah,
obviously, but cool guy, really cool guy. In 1917, it was an official municipality with waterworks, a power plant, and civic organizations that were all in some way thanks to the Stanleys. Sorry, I left out. This was Estes. He basically put Estes on the map.
Okay.
So he took it from what it was and built it up. He put a lot of money into this community because he loved it and it cured him.
Yeah.
In his own words. So, yeah. By the 1970s, the hotel splendor had faded due to the lack of care and investment. It might have eventually have succumbed to the wrecking ball, if not for a fortuitous visit by author Stephen King. So Stephen King brought life back to the hotel. And, like, obviously after his story came out and everything and people found out it was based on the Stanley Hotel, it brought a whole new wave.
Yeah, people are like, oh, we have to go visit this hotel.
Exactly. The Stanley Hotel has hosted many famous guests, including the unsinkable Molly Brown.
What's the unsinkable Molly Brown?
So you may recognize her from the movie or the Titanic. She was one of the people on the Titanic when it sank and survived.
Oh, you mean like the real person?
The real person.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So if you watch the movie, she was in the movie, mentioned she was played by Kathy Bates.
I know who you're talking about.
Yep. But she was the one that was like not proper, but rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love. Yeah. Obsessed. John Philip Sousa. I don't know who that is. Don't crucify me for it. Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh, shit.
I know. The Emperor and Empress of Japan, and a variety of Hollywood personalities. And, of course, Stephen King.
Okay.
In addition to its regular guests, the hotel is also said to play host to a number of otherworldly visitors. The most notable is F.O. Stanley himself, who is most often seen in the lobby and the billiard room, which was his favorite room when he was still alive.
I mean, it would make sense that he wouldn't leave it in the afterlife either.
Why would he? It was like his favorite place. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously he's a happy ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, he's happy. He's where he wants to be. On one such occasion, he was said to have appeared during a tour group's visit to the billiard room, materializing behind a member of the tour. Bartenders at the old hotel also report having seen F.O. stroll through the bar, disappearing when they try to cut him off at the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
They just see homeboy like walking through.
He's just like, I'm here, just
yeah,
still managing this place.
A lot of workers that I met there said like, I don't work at night.
Because they'll see him?
Mm-hmm. Like, well, not just him, but like there's more than just one spirit.
So, does anyone work at night?
I'm sure there is.
Do they pay extra for that?
Yeah, probably. She's over here like, can I get a job?
I know. I'm like,
She's moving to Colorado.
Might be nice. Better rights.
Yes. Not to be left out, Flora Stanley also haunts the hotel. So his wife.
Oh.
At least they're together.
Yeah.
Continuing to entertain guests with her piano playing in the ballroom. So we'll put these pictures up.
Honestly, what a great afterlife.
Yeah. You get to go in there. The piano's still there. It's really cool. It's old. The ballroom is beautiful. They have the piano roped off, so you can't.
I was about to be like, can you play it?
Nope.
Only her. She's the only one allowed.
Exactly. Employees and guests have reported hearing music coming from the room, and when they take a peek in there, they can see the piano keys moving. Yeah. However, as soon as someone walks across the threshold, like opens the door to investigate, no more movement can be seen in the keys of the piano, and it just like stops. So when you open the door, it's like, it's just like, meh. She's like,
I don't like an audience.
Yeah, she's like, quit disturbing my peace. There are several rooms in a hotel that seem to be particularly haunted. One is room 407, which is said to which is said to sometimes be occupied by Lord Dunraven, who owned the land prior to F.O. Stanley. So, again, we're running into a haunted land situation. Not so much just a hotel, but the land is haunted. Reportedly, he likes to stand in the corner of the room near the bathroom door.
Creep.
I know. So one time, witness reported that a light in the corner kept turning on and off. And while the light was off, they told the ghost that they knew that he was there. And they would only be staying 2 nights. And would he please turn the light back on? And then the light turned back on.
Oh my gosh.
However, later when the lights were turned off and they were trying to sleep, noises were constantly heard from the nearby elevator during a time when the elevator was not in use. At other times, a ghostly face has been reported to be looking out the window of room 407 when the room is not booked. 407's got a lot of activity. I think that's also where there was a woman. Don't quote me yet. I have to try to remember in my brain. I'm trying to remember. Is that where Stephen King... No, that's not where Stephen King stayed. It's okay. Room 418 gets the most reports of haunting activity, apparently from children's spirits. So, cleaning crews... Yeah, I don't do kids. I don't do dead kids. Cleaning crews report having heard many strange noises from the room, as well as seeing impressions on the bed when the room has been empty. Like someone was sitting on the bed. When guests stay in the room, they often report that they hear children playing in the hallways at night. So this hallway you can no longer stay in.
You can't stay there anymore?
No, you can't stay. I don't think you can stay in that hallway anymore. Like, I think they have it blocked off. Or at least they did when I was there.
Damn.
When I was there, you could not go to the 4th floor.
Okay.
So I think maybe it was just for that time. It could be open. Look it up. So they were complaining that they could hear the children in the hallways at night. However, there were no children booked in the hotel at the time. So front desk would be like, we ain't got no kids. And then me personally would be like...
You're like in the room sleeping. You're like, tell those kids to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, there are no children.
Yeah. I'd be like, no thank you. I'm okay. There have also been many reports of guests of haunting activities in rooms 217 and 401. Tour guides tell a story of the ghost of a small child who has been seen by many of the staff in various areas of the old hotel.
I want to know why there's so many children haunting this place.
I think there were a lot of... I think there were kids that died. Not from, like, murder or anything like that. I think just, like...
In the hotel?
I don't think from the hotel. I think in the area.
Oh.
I don't quote me. Don't quote me. But reportedly, Stephen King also saw this child who was calling out to his nanny on, like, the 2nd floor. So, like, ugh. Other past employees report footsteps and apparitions seen throughout the building. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places today, the Stanley Hotel is open year-round and offers various accommodations, so you can stay there. And then, where was my... Yeah. So Stephen King stayed in room 217. So room 217, that's where a lot of the activity is. We just talked about, but he stayed in that room when he had the nightmares and was.
So when we stay at this place, let's stay for 3 nights. Stay in each room a different night. So we can get the whole experience.
The only one we wouldn't be able to stay in is 217.
Okay, well then.
Because you would have to do, like, years out.
That's fine. I got time. I got nothing but time.
Oh, God, this woman's going to be the death of me, people. Why do you let her do this to me? The Stanley Hotel's head housekeeper, Elizabeth Wilson, was injured in a gas explosion in room 217 in 1911. Damn. But she survived and continued working at the hotel, dying in the 1950s. But it's said that her spirit still lingers in the room. So, after her death in the 1950s, everyone started saying, like, you could still see her in there. And people were saying that it wasn't only just this guy, but there was, like, a woman in a maid's outfit that would, like, appear and sometimes flirt with the men.
Ooh.
Yes. Elizabeth Wilson went into the bathroom, and it blew out the front of this explosion blew out the front of the hotel. She was blown through the floor into the McGregor room, so the McGregor room is like a little ballroom type deal right below where room 217 is. And you get to go in there and see it.
And she survived.
And
then kept working there.
Mm-hmm. And then eventually, like, died from a heart attack. In that room.
She died in that room ultimately?
Of a heart attack.
Oh.
Yeah. So...
I don't know. That's creepy. It kind of sounds like the room wanted her soul the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, okay, so when we're getting the tour, we're standing in that room when he's talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
It's like they tried to kill her the first time, didn't work.
Yeah. I'm like in the room, and I'm like, so we're just going to talk about this bitch while we're standing in here, where she supposedly is. So right above us was 217, the most, like, active room pretty much in the hotel, where Stephen King stayed. And we're in that ballroom where she had, like, died of a heart attack. And I was like, could you not tell us the story in the hallway? Like, because if she's in here right now...
She hears you talking.
Yeah, like, can we not talk shit about her? First of all, she was a maid. Okay? So she died at the place she worked.
Oh, that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed if I died at work.
Exactly.
Those were my last moments. Fuck that.
Bullshit. I'm a maid and I died there. Like, that's... Yeah. That sucks. I don't want to die at work.
No.
I want to die at home, in my bed, like, chilling. I don't want to...
I just want to die in my sleep.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm cleaning, heart attack.
Yeah, no.
How shitty.
No.
Right? So, rumors had it that the Stanley is built on an Indian burial ground, and although Stanley, the guy, really experienced a lot of good there, obviously his spirit stayed, and I think that was just because he loved it, and so did his wife, and then... The children, I don't know. I can't really find it on here. They will tell you, so I don't think all of the history is put online because the tours, they want you to go and take the tour. But from my understanding, there were a bunch of kids that, like, came back there because they had, like, residual. Came back there because they had, like, really good memories there. And so, like, the spirits of these kids are there. And then I think there were a few children that passed from, like, sickness as well, and they stayed there. But for the most part, the spirits that are seen at the Stanley there's no evil spirits, from what we were told.
So is that why, like, because in the movie The Shining, isn't there, like, twins or something?
Evil twins.
Evil twins?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why? Because, like, there's so many, like, ghost children at the Stanley?
I think that might have been put in there for that reason, but I think it was also put in there because kids, especially dead kids, are just creepy. And they're standing at the end of these long-ass hallways.
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah. I mean, did Stephen King know this? Probably. Was he like, you know what, these kids, this would be creepy. Let's just put these kids in here. Yes. Now, the movie itself, what is experienced in the movie is not what was experienced at the hotel. That was just, it was like the hotel was the main inspiration. Everything else in the movie was kind of
his own imagination.
Yes, exactly. And the hotel in that movie is absolutely gorgeous. It's much bigger, I feel, than the Stanley.
Really?
Yeah, the Stanley, although it is huge, I don't think it touches that other hotel.
Because I've seen a picture and the Stanley looks ginormous.
It is. I mean, it's big. But it doesn't have, like, this huge, grand, like, foyer or whatever, however you say it, that is in the movie. Like, in the movie, there's this huge, like, humongous spaces. Stanley doesn't have, like, these humongous spaces. It has big spaces, like the ballroom and stuff. They're big, but they're not, like, massive. Could this place hold a ton of people? Absolutely. But it wasn't, I don't think it was on the scale that the Overlook Hotel was in The Shining, because it was called the Overlook Hotel. And they used this separate hotel in the movie because at the time they didn't want, like, to scare people away from the Stanley because of how intense the movie was.
Oh, like they didn't, like, want to associate it, like,
that.
This happens at the Stanley.
Exactly.
They're like, we want to, like, highlight the Stanley, but we don't want to make you terrified of it.
Yeah, so it was like, this is like what it was based off of, but this isn't like, we want people to come and stay here.
Yeah.
So a lot of people venture to stay at the, I don't remember what it's called, but they venture to stay at the Overlook Hotel that they use in the movie because people want to see that. But I don't know if it's even still functioning.
Oh.
I'm not going to lie. I'd have to look it up again. Because I mean...
When did you go visit?
The Stanley?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Okay.
Now that, I mean, it's still there and it's still functioning. But the other one, I don't even think that was in the same state. If I'm being honest. But that one looks a lot creepier.
Yeah.
No offense to them, but it does look a lot creepier. The Stanley looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Pulling up to the Stanley, something that a lot of people say, and I kind of get that feeling too, it feels like the hotel is like watching, like looking at you. Mm. Because when you pull up and it's like the whole front of it is just like boom. But I don't know. I wasn't particularly scared. I was anxious to go in because I was like, I know this bitch is haunted.
Yeah.
And I tend to be a little sensitive. So I was like, but hence my radio shutting off.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just don't want shit to come with me. So before I left, I was straight up like, you're not welcome to come with me.
And they were like, come back.
Yeah, I guess. I'm going to say maybe it was a fluke.
Oh, I can't wait because those ghosts are going to remember you.
Why would you say that?
I didn't say it. They did. Come back.
I'm a horror movie junkie. So this bitch is like, oh my God, I love haunted shit. And I just want to go and spend time in it. I like movies about haunted shit.
Yeah.
But I don't want to necessarily go and stay there. Like last night, I watched The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know The Conjuring house is still there. You can tour it. You can spend the night. Mm-hmm. And I'm like...
Or actually, I don't think you can anymore.
No, you can.
No, there's a girl that I follow on Instagram, and she just, like, this is, like, a very new thing that just happened, like, within the last 6 months.
Oh, okay.
That they're not allowing people to, like, come to it anymore. But I don't know exactly why. I don't know if it's, like, an issue with, like, the owner, or if it's, like... Because I don't think it has anything to do with, like, the hauntings that happen there. I think it's just, like, something to do with, like, the ownership of it.
Yeah.
And, like, legality stuff.
Mm.
But, yeah. Which I was, like, when I saw that, I was so sad. I was like, I missed my chance.
Oh, my God, yeah, me too.
I'm never going to get to go there now.
Yeah, me too. I was so sad. I'm so sad that you told me that.
I was.
Man, I'm really missing out.
I think it's like so funny how like I love going to physically haunted places and you hate that. But then like you're like, "Oh, I just like watched The Conjuring on a Friday night," and I'm over here like, "You're fucking crazy." Also, like I'm not just going to casually watch a horror movie and like sleep at night.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So like well, shout out to Girls One Ghost again, because I love you guys.
Yeah, she does. She loves you.
But, like, they actually did an overnight stay at the Conjuring house. And they actually did a whole episode with the woman who grew up in the Conjuring house. And according...
That's pretty crazy.
Well, so it's, like, the movie plays it out to be, like, it's this evil place.
Right.
But, like, the woman who, like, they did the interview with that, like, grew up there, like, obviously there was a lot of paranormal activity. But, like, it was, like, the ghosts were kind of, like, part of the family type situation. Like it wasn't, and like that's the thing with like this, and maybe that's also why I'm more scared of the movies themselves than I am of the physical place, because obviously they're going to dramatize it because the point is to scare you.
Right.
And I think that sometimes these movies almost like add this evil energy to them that you won't necessarily experience at the physical place, but because they try to make the movie so evil, it almost like invites evil to attach itself to the movie.
People that are there, like stories, like people have been scratched, people have been like
I mean, yeah. I definitely know there's been like bad stuff that has happened there, but then to me, I don't know.
think people were being dragged
I'm kind
around.
of like, is it a you problem?
Oh,
like,
no.
You know?
Don't blame the victim. Don't victim blame. Don't blame the victim.
Because I feel like you have to, I don't know, I also feel like that's why a lot of stuff can, like, happen to people that don't believe. Because, like, if you're a believer and you're smart about it, you can go into these places and you're, like, you're protective of your energy.
Yeah.
You know how to, like, invite things that, like, you're okay with inviting.
Yeah.
But, like, people who are skeptics, they're not even aware of their energy. So I feel like it makes them a lot more, like, vulnerable for, like, bad things to happen to them.
Okay. That's fair. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good... I can appreciate that.
Yeah. Which I think, like, that's why I'm so excited about going to haunted places. Like, I know I, like, fuck around and make jokes and, like, whatever about it. But I, like, definitely feel like being, like, in, like, the spiritual path I've been in, I feel like I have a lot more control over my energy and what I allow in.
I think to be fair,
and
too...
so it doesn't scare me as much.
I think to be fair, too, we want to make it clear when we do decide to go to these places, we're not going to go there and be disrespectful.
Yeah, we're not trying to, like, go in and be like, Gus, come... I mean, yeah, I'll, like, say that on camera.
Yeah,
but, like
we'll do things
I'm very respectful of ghosts, and...
We'll do things...
I know that they have a lot of power and energy, and they're welcome, and...
Like, I think you'll get more of a kick out of reactions, because I think a lot of the things will be reactionary, because I'm not going to lie, I can't really hide my facial expressions.
I mean, I'll see a spider and I'll scream. Right. And you'll think I saw a ghost.
Right. Like, I think, like, there will definitely be reactionary things that are going to be naturally funny, because I will be on edge.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you will be too at certain points.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be a little more scared. I talk big game.
Right. But we're not going to go into it with intention to be disrespectful to any spirits or anything like that. Like, we're not going to go there and be like calling bitches out. Like, that's not our intention.
Yeah.
So just to make it very clear there will not be any disrespect on these ghosts' names.
Yeah.
There will just be reactionary, because I'm a chicken shit.
And honestly, I just, like, want to catch something on camera.
I know. Oh, God. I know you do. I know you do. Before we go, so not Estes Park, but the Stanley Hotel throws a Halloween ball where you can go. It's like they do
This sounds like a dream.
I know. They do like a champagne toast at midnight, the stroke of midnight.
Oh my gosh, can we please go?
I think that would be a lot of fun. It'd be scary.
My favorite holiday and my favorite month.
I do.
At a haunted, famous hotel.
Yeah. We'll have to look it up.
At a ball.
Yeah. We'll have to look it up, because I only know this because I got, like, the invitation. Because
you got an invitation?
Well, right, but
Do you have to be invited?
No.
Oh.
But I, like, signed up for their, like, newsletter. So I got, like, sent, like, the invitation to buy tickets to it.
How much were tickets?
I don't remember. I'm not going to lie.
They're probably a pretty penny.
I don't think they were that bad. I think they're not that bad, but, like, you have to get the flight. You have to, like, all that.
And then you're probably staying there.
Yeah, I would. I mean...
Okay, that's when we're going to visit then.
Ew.
One night for the ball, one night to connect with the ghosts.
One night for the ball. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And we love hearing your spooky stories, so please send them to us at thelocalgalians@outlook.com.
Yes, and until then, stay spooky. Oh, hi. Bye.